Hey, how's it going, YouTube? This is Gaming with GeForce, and today I have a very interesting video for you all. Today we're going to cover a huge area of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. For those of you who aren't up to date on most of the news that's been revealed, this is definitely for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Previously I've already covered a video on my thoughts and speculation for like Groudon and Kyogre and some other new possibilities that may happen in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Now it's time for me to reveal some actual stuff that's been announced in these new games. So we're going to start off with the Mega Evolutions. For the first Mega Evolution I'm going to cover is going to be Mega Sceptile. So we all know that Blaziken got a Mega in X and Y, and that only begged the question of, what about the other starters? They just threw Mega Blaziken at us like, here you go, and there was no information or even a thought about Swampert or Sceptile. So Mega Sceptile has some slightly different cosmetics, nothing too crazy, and it also picks up a new ability and a new typing. So the ability is going to be Lightning Rod, and it's also going to pick up the Dragon type. Now, in my personal opinion, Lightning Rod is sort of useless because not many are going to try to use an electric tap attack on a grass type Pokemon. Even though it does pick up the Dragon typing, it's still going to be resistant. Um, Also, the tip of Mega Sceptile's tail can shoot out upon attacking. Now, that's pretty cool if you ask me. I'm not sure if there will be a special attack for this, but with Sceptile growing from a gecko, Trico, it's able to regrow its tail. So, I think that'll be interesting to see, and Sceptile will be the first Pokemon that's ever had, like, basically a detachable part of its body in battle. So let's move on to the next Pokemon, and it's going to be Mega Swampert. So this is the final Gen 3 starter that I'm covering. It's also received a Mega. It changes in appearance by looking bigger and bulkier, and it also still keeps its water ground typing, but it picks up the ability Swift Swim, which makes a great rain team Pokemon. I personally can't wait to try this one out with my current rain team if I'm able to transfer them over, because with that doubled speed, it's going to be a freaking wrecking ball. There's not really much to say about Mega Swampert, except for the fact that it's a little bigger and it picks up the new ability and stuff. But so on to the next Pokemon here. So we're done with the starters. Now we're going to move on to just some other Pokemon that were announced. We have here Mega Sableye. Mega Sableye is very, very, very interesting with that huge gem it's holding there. Now, Sableye has always been one of my favorite Pokemon. Although it's annoying at times when you're going against it in battle, it can be very powerful and hard to check. So now this Pokemon will become even more powerful by receiving a Mega Evolution. What's awesome about Mega Sableye is that it picks up the ability Magic Bounce, which is by far one of my favorite abilities in the game. And previously only 3 Pokemon have it, which are Espeon, Xatu, and Mega Absol. I see Mega Sableye being an even bigger threat than Sableye itself already was. Okay, next Pokemon is going to be Mega Metagross. So Metagross gets a Mega Evolution, and with me not being a big fan of Metagross, it doesn't really intrigue me that it's receiving a Mega Evolution, but it makes sense because, it's part of the story in Ruby and Sapphire. Mr. Steven Stone uses him himself, and this man is all about stone, so it makes sense for him to have a Mega Metagross, I guess. But the coolest thing about this Pokemon, like most of the other, is the ability. It picks up uh, the Tough Claws ability. Tough Claws powers up any move that makes direct contact, so that's a good thing for Metagross because Metagross could use a little bit of an attack boost for itself, and with you not being able to attach any other hold items because of the Mega Stone, you're not really going to get much of a boost except for that ability. So make sure you teach it lots of good moves if it can learn them. Okay, so finally, for the final Mega Evolution, we're going to go to Mega Diancie. Now, this Pokemon has been a gigantic mystery lately, and it's now revealed that it will receive a Mega Evolution. The appearance between Diancie and Mega Diancie doesn't change much, but there's not a lot of information available out on it yet. Um, and there's also no ability announced either. I've heard nothing about an ability, and if you look online, you'll just see question marks next to the ability. So Diancie basically just looks like the gems get bigger, like the dress part of the Pokemon, and there's a lot of gems surrounding it. But other than that, it's not much different than its normal form. Okay. There's also been some news revealing Groudon and Kyogre's new forms, and they are primordial forms. So the two Pokemon can enter a state known as primordial revival, with the new forms being Primordial Groudon and Primordial Kyogre. They are said to have reclaimed their original power in the modern day. Now, this is a direct quote from CoroCoro, which is like one of the magazines that gets released for Pokemon information monthly. And also, let's see here. Mr. Steven Stone here, he's also revealed to return. You know, we all kind of knew he would be in the game, but he's also said to be seeking the secrets of Mega Evolution. So you can see on his wrist there, he has a Mega Keystone. It's what it looks like anyway. On a lot of other characters, it seems that they are trying to hide these. Like I know, like some of the team members, like Archie, they have like a Mega Keystone apparently. I don't have any images of that unfortunately, but it has been announced that they are probably gonna. It's probably gonna be like I'm thinking like Mega Sharpedo will get announced here soon, and probably Mega Camera Up. That's what everyone thinks anyway, and I also believe that myself because it makes sense. Those are like their signature Pokemon that they use in battle. So Steven Stone's gonna be back, and also May and Brendan. They're also gonna be returning as the main characters in the story with new designs that combine the Emerald outfit with the original outfit and a few new differences. So we may see a little more of that. These pictures are kind of um, you know, they hide their body for the most part, and there's not really a lot of information on this yet. It's speculated that character customization's not going to make a return in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, so we'll just have to wait and see if any more news comes out for that one. Um, Also, the Pokemon contest has made a return also, and from the picture I saw, which I can probably throw this up here right quick. Let me look for this picture really quick here. Yeah, there's a picture here of Pikachu, and as you can see, he's dressed up, and it looks like Pokemon Ami. So I'm assuming Pokemon Ami is gonna make a return on the bottom of the screen, or it's either gonna be like in a building you go to. I'm not sure about the bottom screen how it's gonna operate in these games, but I really hope they stick with what was already in X or Y because the player search system is nice. It's nice to be able to just scroll through and find your friends and, just challenge them to a battle or hook up with a trade real quick. But yeah, so from this picture, what I can tell is that there's a lot of dress up items because this Pikachu is just like decked out, like hardcore Pikachu there. Looks like a biker. And I'm very interested to see what's going to become of this when the game comes out. But let's go back to the main storyline, as these are going to be really big parts of the game as well. If you can remember, the Mach Bike and the Acro Bike have also been announced to make a return. Now, as you can see, this picture up here on the left is May riding the, that would be, I'm assuming that's the Mach Bike, and it looks like it's on the cycling bridge there near where Watson's gym is and stuff. So that's a pretty cool picture. You can see through the bridge there underneath of it. It's transparent. And on the right here on the bottom, we have Brendan riding the acro bike. And if you can remember those little things you ride on to jump across the gaps, it's pretty much required to have that bike to get past some of this stuff. So that's going to play a big part in the story. And I'm actually glad to see these back because I thought they were cool. It's boring just having that one bike, but the main thing I hope is that you can actually acquire both bikes at the same time, because it's really a pain if you want to go somewhere and then you see like one of those mud slopes and it's like, oh man, I need the mock bike, I can't get up there. And then you got to go all the way back and go back to the bike shop and talk to the bike shop owner and switch your bike out. And then if you want to go somewhere else, like in the picture below on the right, you have to have the acro bike to be able to hop across those gaps. And it really just starts to get tedious when you forget about what's where. You don't really think about that stuff when you're traveling to a route. You're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go do this, and then you realize, oh, I need this bike, and that just sucks. So there's also been some information released on secret bases making a return in these remakes as well. They will also be known as super secret bases, and is said to be used with the communication features in the game as a way to interact with your friends. Now, like I was saying before, with the bottom screen there, I really hope that this doesn't replace that. It will make a nice feature that you can interact with your friends through secret bases, but as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot of older people that play Pokemon as well as kids, and I feel like the secret base thing is going to be more of a perk for the kids to play the game. As much as I'm going to love building my secret base and stuff, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna be decking it out. But I just think that they should keep the communication part on the bottom screen as well. That's just my thoughts on that. It is also said that when you enter a friend's base, the said trainer will be at the base and you can talk to them or even have a battle with them. Also, if you find bases that you like, you can scout them as one of your secret pals and bring them back to your own secret base. Once you become secret pals with someone, you can continue to have Pokemon battles against them, and you can also have your pal use special skills to support you on your adventure. So basically, it sounds like an O power. My thoughts on the special skills would be that it's something like an O power where you have to meet more new people and unlock more of these special skills and also power them up by using them a lot. It's way better than going around and stalking Mr. Bonding. If you remember him, Pokemon X and Y, it's kind of creepy when you're talking to this guy here and he's like, "Oh my God, it's bonding time." What does that make you think? You see this guy here, and you're just like, oh God, I gotta talk to this guy to get something. It's kind of creepy. It'd be like a creepy guy driving an ice cream truck, except he's all over the region. He's like everywhere. So, Mr. Bonding, I really don't hope he makes a return in the game. He can just stay in the Kalos region for now. So basically, there's actually been information announced on the secret powers and stuff, but I still wanted to tell you my thoughts on it. So there's a capture the flag game between the secret bases. You can take one flag per day from each base visited. You can collect the flags to improve your team's rank and get rewards, including increasing the skills of your secret pals. So that right there is probably going to be what powers up like the little things you get. I'm assuming they're going to be like O powers though, like with the capture power and the hatching power and stuff like that. Um, so that'll be cool to find out what happens with that. And there's one last thing I wanted to cover actually. There's also a new character included with the secret base portion of the game. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but his name is Arun. Arun and his Flygon are world travelers, and they are bursting with excitement about secret base culture in the Hoenn region. This enthusiastic adventurer will teach you all about the fun of secret bases during your journey. So I can show you a picture of him as well. This is a picture of him right here, and along with the secret base. So let's talk about the secret base for a minute. If you've ever played the original Ruby and Sapphire and even Emerald, it seems like they've upgraded the space a little bit, like how many items you can have in your secret base. I was thinking the old one was like maybe like 13 or 15 or something like that. And yeah, there's definitely way more items than that. So that's a plus. And there was always different sizes too. So I'm hoping you can still get the really big bases. But As far as this goes with the bases, I'm happy with what they did with it. You can see the Poke Flute there from the castle in the Kalos region. So that's a cool little decorative piece there too. It's also said that you can put like gym posts and stuff, and there's been some speculation saying that maybe when you battle the person in the secret base, it puts the names of all the trainers on the statue of who beat the leader in the base. So that would be a cool thing if you could actually set your base up to run it like a gym. Which I mean, you can do that anyway, even if it's not a game mechanic. You can still go amongst your friends and set up a personal group, I guess, and do that if it works the way we think it's going to. So that would be very interesting to see. And that's basically all the info I have right now on Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative. Thank you for watching. This has been Gaming with GeForce, and definitely don't forget to click that like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. There'll be tons more Pokemon content. And you can also follow me on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/GeForce2010. And also the link to my Twitch is at the top part of my YouTube page, so you can find it there as well and click it. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.